Well, hello. It's me, Katie Joe, and my dear friend Melonie Cannon, who I've known for quite a while, actually. And we run in the same circles. I don't know that our circles always overlap, but sometimes they do. And it's exciting to be doing this event together. It feels like a long time since we've seen each other, but I know it's not. But it's just so exciting, and
Marches on.
I
Yes.
know. And I'm so grateful that you're going to be part of this event. And I've said this on a few of these videos, but somebody who might not know, like a few weeks ago, a month and a half ago, I was in a meditation in a class being taught by Jennifer Atkinson, completely unrelated to anything like this. And I saw this beautiful vision of the We Drum event. And I was shown the faces of the people that I could invite in to hold this frequency and intention of gathering for world peace and setting an anchor through this epicenter of the drum center across the globe. And of course, you are one of the people that were shown to me and guided to me. And so I'm really excited for people to just be introduced to you and tell us a little bit about you, but also tell us about what your role is in the We Drum event and the section of the will you'll be taking.
Okay, lots of questions. First, thank you. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I have a deep passion for the drum, as you know, so I'm just super excited about this. A little about me. I actually probably came to one of your, I think, Sugar House Park. I saw Jeff Olson. I heard his story the first time there. So I don't even know how long ago that was. 12? Well, I don't even know.
I
Long
don't
time.
even long, long, long
Yeah,
time.
that was my first drum circle. I mean, I've been to other things, but like powwow and stuff. But my first drum circle was with you, Kato,
And Jeff's going to be on our We Drum.
and Jeff's gonna be there.
So what
And
a beautiful circle.
yeah, and I was just in awe. I bought a drum from you, my Goddess of the Moon drum, and it really started my journey. I got sound certified with you 7 years ago.
Wow.
And yeah, I just, when I moved here, I just wanted to have all the healing, holistic modalities I could gain, but sound. When I did that with you, I was like, this is it, I'm home. And I made my first drum very soon after that. And I was like, oh, I've done this lots of times before.
Yeah, I did the same thing. Yeah.
And that was it. My journey just exploded at that point. I started learning everything I could about the history of the drum in all different cultures, and also for sound frequency. You were really foundational for me in that. And then I moved forward and made so many drums. And then I was like, I'm doing drum making workshops. So I think I've helped with about 150 drums into the world so far, which
Awesome.
we need. I think every person should own a drum.
At least one.
Every person, at least one or 30.
I feel like everybody should have a drum and an ancient singing bowl.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
Everyone asks me is what's a better drum, leather or like the synthetic? And I say you should have both
Yeah.
because the synthetic you can always count on to be true tone no matter the weather. But the leather just brings in a beautiful energy.
Yeah,
So
different medicine. And then you have to have all the different hides. And anyway, it just goes on and on. But it's true, it goes on. And then I started doing some meditation and sound classes. And that just led into drum circles. So I've been doing drum circles for about 5 years. I'll call them healing drum circles because they're really based on different activities that do healing, emotional, spiritual, physical healing.
yeah,
And I love it. I'm currently got breathwork certified. So I'm combining sound and drum and breathwork and some guided imagery stuff that I'm just trying to find a home for. But I love it. So that's kind of a little about me. But what is my place in the We Drum? Let's talk about that because I am so like excited about this.
oh yeah.
Basically, well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my philosophy about medicine wheel, just a little bit before I do that. So I think sometimes people are introduced to the medicine wheel and they just get this idea like it's direction is east and this is south, and it's kind of very arrow like. And to me, that is not how I picture it. It's very like a drum. It's very like a continuum. And the medicine wheel, of course, is symbolic of many things, but one of the things it's symbolic of is age. And so you come into the East and you're a baby, and that focuses physical things. You come in the South, and you're a young adult, a teenager. You're at that very beginning of your life there, and that might be mental focus. And the adult is the West, where it's you move into the emotional. And I'm the West, so I'm the placeholder and representative of the West in this continuum, which goes into the North, which is our elders. And so I think if you think about it like a continuum, you also remember that in the adult is still the teenager and the baby. In the baby is the seed of the elder. So if you think of all that and all life's experiences and those places holding in the West, for me, you have that setting sun. It's the lumbering bear, mother bear, I call her, and it's the heart. But it's also a place where you see the setting sun. You know the death is coming, and all your life experiences you've gained wisdom, hopefully, from them. And so but you're still vibrant, right? You still have that fire, like the sky is just, you're still going, but
Yeah.
you have hopefully gained some healing and wisdom. And I think my focus when I think about the wee drum is that combination continuum of experience that each person has had. And I have this idea that I'm hoping that will work, that when we drum together and I want to call out at some point life experiences. So, and maybe people won't stand, maybe they will, but I might say drum and stand for those who have gone through divorce, for
Yeah.
those who had abuse, for those who are veterans, for those who might have a death of a child or the death of a parent or suicide thoughts, And when you see other people stand, there is something very powerful to go, oh, I have experienced that. Or even positive things too. Drum for your first kiss, drum for the birth of your child, drum for your marriage day, excuse me, I get emotional about it.
Making me emotional. Yes.
Because um, I'm such an emotional person, but all those things, people might not even know where they sleep that night. Drum if you've experienced that, but drum for that beautiful meal that someone gifted you. These are all life experiences, and when you're an adult and you're going through that healing process and thinking about that, it's all contained, whether you experience something as 9 years old or 50 or 70 years old, it's all contained in there. And there is something about being unified and looking and standing together. And I know you taught me this, and I've read it so many times. When you come to drum circle, people come in at all different brain wavelengths. And when they leave, they've been tested to be at the same brain wavelength.
Yeah.
What that entrainment that goes on can also happen in vibration and support of one another. Entrainment, when I see a person stand who has had the death of their parent, for example, and I can say, oh, I witness you, I see you, I support you, and the vibration and sound of that coming together, that intention.
Yeah.
So intention plus sound equals healing. And we can support one another. So I just have this grand vision of the We Drum event as a place of witnessing and sending that peace out to the world, that we stand together. We've experienced things. We've all experienced COVID, for example, together. I mean, the world needs so much peace right now.
I'm sure, which is, this place is so people had so many different opinions about COVID and what to do and what not to do, and that brought up a lot of discourse. But what ultimately all of us did is we realized that the world is more fragile than we think,
yes.
and that it can be turned upside down in a very short window of time. and that ultimately all we have is what's within ourselves. And so, like, even whatever it is, and that's what I like about drum circle, and also in acknowledgement of what you're saying, because so many times we think we're so different because we have different opinions of things, but ultimately when we start to just get down to what I call the beat, the rhythm, the anchor
Mm.
point, it's not so different, you know? COVID really shook us all up, but also the baseline of that was just the frailty and vulnerability that we all feel on a sense. And
Yeah,
from that, there was a lot of different opinions and methods and what we should do, but ultimately it comes down to that root. And when we drum for those places where we're one, where we all understand this.
I totally agree with that. And I also think that when you see that person, okay, life could be turned around in, like you said, in a universal level, but also in an independent, an individual level.
Yes.
But when you see someone drumming there and they're standing, you're like, they survived.
Yeah.
You did it. And there's something so holy about that you witness their survival, their overcoming, their healing.
Yeah.
And to me, and putting it in the amphitheater too, such a powerful place of where amphitheaters were always used for witnessing events, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And this is a witnessing an event of individuality and also um, unity. That's how I see it. So I
Yes.
don't know if I expressed that well enough, but I just have a vision for it that I hope it will be everything that you dream of and that each of us as facilitators dream of, and that people will just walk away going, that was so powerful. I'm changed by that.
I
Because
agree.
I experienced the drum on a whole different level.
Yeah.
And that means they will experience life on a different level.
Beautiful. What did what advice would you have for somebody who may be watching this, who's never been to a drum circle, who doesn't have a drum, who's trying to understand what we're doing, or
Mhm.
and is considering coming? What would you say to them?
This is kind of I'm really good at this. People walk into drum circle and they have never picked up a drum. And by the end, they are like, what is this? What am I feeling? What they're feeling is complete movement and clean out of energy and a resolve. I think the drum and the vibrations of the drum strengthen us in our very core.
Hmm.
You're going to experience all of those things. Now I'm wondering if I answered your question, but people will come, I think, I hope they come with a level of curiosity and excitement about it,
Yeah.
and also an intention of peace,
Yes.
because that is what we're doing this for. And the vibrations are not just right in front of you, they can be sent out into outer space. And so if we have that intention of peace and they bring all of that with them and a clarity of mind with that, I think they're going to experience something really powerful.
Yeah. It goes out through the cosmos, absolutely. And also I know it goes down through the earth, all through it.
Oh, no.
And when, they have so many scientifically verified studies, large studies now that show when people come together in meditation, and drum circle is really a unified, amplified sound meditation. So when
Mhm.
we come together, but in just meditation studies, that when people will come together and they will meditate in a city, that the crime rates significantly drop. And they've shown this again and again and again to the point that they actually will send groups of people to meditate in war-torn areas who are willing. And they will go and meditate, and they find that the attacks and the firing and all of that lessens while the people meditate. And so while we sit here and we say this is this new agey thing, and or somebody might be perceiving that through this
Yeah.
audience and going, well, this isn't real. It is. It is. So just as you said, and I'm echoing what you're saying, which is come with your intention. And just know that this does make a difference. And it might not be all of those programs that people out there are, in the Red Cross and other things that they're doing that are hands in the dirt and, in the trenches. There's everybody's doing their part, but we're here to do our part too in the way that we can. And you don't need a drum to come. Come with your heart open.
Yeah, and you will feel you have a drum. You have a drum, you carry it everywhere.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
don't worry about holding one in your hand if you don't have one. You have one.
Now, for everyone who's watching this, how can they find you and what do you offer outside of our event? What is it? How can people find you?
So,
And
um, most people find me through Instagram or Facebook. So I'm underscore Melonie, Melo. I'm Melonie with an O. Melonie, like a drum.
yes,
Melonie.cannon underscore, or they can look on Facebook under Moonstone Drums. And I do lots of different things, but I have drum circles at Brick Canvas, and also I do for retreats. So I love doing that. I love being used for retreats because it's really a place where I can gather people. I have my friend and I do mini retreats every couple months at my home, which is 4.5 hours of being loved on and experiencing different things and amazing dinners. So we do that for women. We call them Sacred Space Women's Circles. And then I have a retreat coming up in April with a friend. It's an authenticity retreat. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to me about that. Yeah, that's what I do. Oh, and drum making workshops. That's
yeah,
really fashion. 3 will be birthed on Sunday. Yeah, I love it. I like small group drum workshops. So, if you have some friends that would like to just have a very meditative, more and kind of a sacred, quiet experience with drum making, which I like to create, please reach out to me. Yeah, I would love it.
awesome, awesome. Well, just to reiterate for anyone who might be watching this video, the event is May 18th, 2024. It starts at 4 p.m. At 4:30, we have sound bath. At 5:15, we have breath work. At 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., we have a world peace meditation. And then there's a half an hour break. And from 7 to 9, we will be there facilitating the drum circle together. Melonie, myself, Jeff, and Taylor. And um, we have vendors that will be there at 4 o'clock. So come and look at a lot of the things that they offer. This is family friendly. This is kid safe. This is substance free. There are not babysitters on site. You are in charge of your children if you bring them, but there are toilets and restrooms. There are drinking fountains. If you're coming, please bring your own chairs or blankets. Take care of your
Mhm.
own needs. If you have a drum, bring one. If you don't have a drum, you don't need one. And again, this event is free. We are asking everyone to please register so that we can kind of have a gauge on what to expect as far as how many people will be attending. But again, it is free to attend. Is
Yes.
there anything else
Please
you?
register. I hope to have a booth. I might have some drums available
Mhm.
to sell, and I'm kind of an artsy fartsy drum maker, so
You have beautiful work. I've seen it.
they're few, but they're I do like to spend a long time on them. So um, it's going to be just wonderful, and I just want to thank you, Katie, for teaching me, for being a mentor for me, and for giving me this opportunity. Really, it's I'm so grateful to you and all you do for our community. So thank you.
Thanks. I feel honored that you'll be there. I'm glad that you're there and I know that you're the right person. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll close out
Thank
this
you.
live and then